So maybe your lawn started off the year strong, was looking nice and dark green, but now you're starting to notice it turning a little bit brown and maybe looking even a little bit crispy. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the top 5 reasons why your lawn is probably turning brown and the remedies to fix each one. So let's get out of the weeds. If you like what I'm doing on this channel, please be sure to like and subscribe to this channel. I really do appreciate it. Starting with number 5, and probably the easiest one to fix, is dull mower blades. If you've just been using your mower year after year after year and have really forgotten to change out your mower blades, there's a good chance that may be the reason why your lawn is turning brown. Whenever your mower blades are dull, what this does is it's, instead of cutting the grass cleanly, it's going to start tearing the grass. And so the edges of the grass blades will start to look jagged and ripped. And this will give your lawn a brown appearance. You may be doing everything right, but if your mower blades aren't sharp enough, then that can be the thing that makes your lawn look brown. So go out there and either sharpen your mower blades, get one of those quick, easy sharpening kits. Just take your mower blade off, sharpen it real quick, throw it back on, and you're good to go. Or go out and buy a brand new set. A lot of times typically costing $30 to $40 depending on your mower. So when it comes to the frequency of doing this, for most people, changing out their mower blades or getting them sharpened once or twice a year is going to be adequate. If you have a bigger lawn or you're cutting a lot of different lawns, you may have to do this more frequently. Some of the things that will dull your mower blades quicker though is if you're mowing in wet grass. So always make sure your grass is dry before you give it a mow so you don't dull them out much quicker. Number 4, and probably the biggest mistake that people make, is mowing too low and scalping the lawn. Time after time, I walk through neighborhoods and I see lawns that just get cut way too short. People let the lawn grow tall and then hack it down low. This is going to instantly turn a dark green lawn very, very brown. The reason that is because one, you're taking off too much grass blade at one time. What you want to do when mowing is follow the 1/3 rule. Never take off more than 1/3 of the grass blade each and every time. What's happening when you're just letting it grow tall and hacking it down low is you're exposing parts of the grass that have been blocked out by the tall grass shading it. And so what you're doing is all that down low isn't all that nice dark green color that you're seeing at the top. So you go to mow and then you look and you're like, man, that was brown. Well, that's because now you've just exposed this part that hasn't been up there in the sun and you just hacked your lawn down to the ground. I did this at my old house a long time ago where I just mowed it way too short, and you can see a couple weeks before it was this nice dark green color, and literally right after I mowed, my whole lawn looks brown. And that can happen to you. So my recommendation is to just raise your mower blades up a little bit higher, either the top notch or the second to highest notch, and this will help your lawn. I also like to do this now at this time of the year as well, as the temperatures keep rising, to raise my mower blades up a little bit. I like to get to like the 3.5, even 4-inch mark. I know that sounds really high, but your lawn's going to start growing a little bit slower in the summer. This is starting to get the time where we just want to hold on a little bit. And raising your mower blade up a little bit higher, it's going to help kind of shade the grass off there and going to help keep your lawn looking nice and green. Number 3, fertilizer burn. This is probably the number one fear that people doing their own lawns have whenever it comes to fertilizing and fertilizer burn. So how fertilizer burn happens is that the fertilizers we put down contain a lot of salt content. And when that just sits on our grass, it's going to suck up all the moisture out of the grass and cause essentially it to get fried by all the heat without any of the moisture in there. Now, burning your lawn with fertilizer, you have to actually do some things wrong. If you're doing the right things with fertilizing, it typically isn't going to be something you have to worry about. But a couple of best practices will prevent this from happening. One, at this time of the year, as the temperatures are rising, I like to switch to some of the natural fertilizers that are kind of the slow release fertilizers. The most popular brands you'll see Milorganite. Menards has a natural fertilizer. I know Lowe's has a natural fertilizer. A lot of the brands anymore are doing very similar products to what a lot of us know as Milorganite. I think I did one earlier this year called Morganite, kind of like a cow. So there's all different things out there, but you put those down, they'll be advertised as non-burning. That's a great option to put down at this time of year. Another thing is if you are doing a synthetic fertilizer, which a typical is like a Scott's 4-step, those are synthetic fertilizers. With doing those, you need to make sure you get the fertilizer watered in. If you just throw it out on a hot day and don't water it into your lawn, this is going to make it prime for fertilizer burn. I made this huge mistake at my house a few years ago and threw down, it was a Jonathan Green fertilizer, didn't do a great job of watering it in like 80 some degree temperatures, and next thing I know, my whole lawn is completely brown, and you can actually see like the perfect lines that I did kind of pushing my spreader through there. If you want to prevent fertilizer burn, make sure you water your fertilizers in. With the natural ones, you don't typically recommend you have to water it in, but with any fertilizer, if you're throwing it down on your lawn in a granular, it all needs watered in to be activated. So throw fertilizer down, make sure you're running the sprinklers or getting a nice rainfall to get that all watered in, and that's going to help prevent fertilizer burn. But just be careful with the summer heat of throwing down any synthetic fertilizers, because the heat of the summer mixed with all the salt content from fertilizers is a recipe for burning out your lawn. Number 2 is lawn disease. For my latest video I just did last week, I talked all about lawn disease and kind of my strategy to make sure that it stays away from your lawn this year. How to know if you have lawn disease? Quick, easy thing is just go look down closely at the grass blades wherever you're starting to see discoloration. If the grass blades look something like this, or even this, then that is lawn disease. If you kind of start to see lesions and just different discoloration within the grass blades, that's telling me that it's lawn disease and you need to put down a fungicide. There's 2 perfect windows where lawn disease is bound to strike for us with cool season grass, and that's going to be getting right out of spring into summer and then right out of summer into fall. Those are the key indicators where a lot of times you'll see disease start to strike. Now, the easy remedy for this one is just go out and buy some Scott's Disease X and throw it down on your lawn. Watch the video I did last week. That'll tell you everything you need to know. The other ones, if you like putting down liquids, propiconazole and Eagle fungicides are my 2 go-to liquid products that I can just put in a hand sprayer, walk it down, spray the spots that have disease, and then in a week or 2, it'll be good to go. The one thing is, if you have disease present in your lawn, make sure you're bagging those clippings so you're not accidentally spreading the disease all across your lawn. And finally, number 1, and that is heat stress in watering your lawn. We've had the luxury for the beginning part of the season because temperatures are cooler and we're getting a lot more rain. But the problem is, every single year, the heat starts rising and the rain stops falling. And this is a recipe for disaster and going to send your lawn into what we call summer dormancy. Now don't worry, summer dormancy does not mean your grass is dead. It simply just is a defense mechanism for your grass. So what your grass will do with summer dormancy is, instead of putting its energy into growing the top growth, the nice dark green that we like to see, it's going to start putting its energy into preserving itself, and therefore what you're going to see on the top growth is going to turn brown, and it'll stay brown all through the heat until the temperatures kind of come down and we get a little bit more water, and then it feels it's safe to come out and it'll come right back out. Now for us with cool season grass, 85 degrees and higher sustained kind of daily temperatures is going to knock out our lawns very fast. Cool season grass does not do very good above those temperatures. So a couple things you want to make sure is our lawns need between 1 inch and 1.5 inches of water each and every single week. I just recently did a watering video showing you how to do that by putting out cans of chicken and rain gauges throughout different zones to measure getting down 1/2 inch. So go to check that video out that I did just a few weeks ago. This will ensure that your lawn is getting the adequate water. Now, with that being said, if you continually get full sun, really high temperature days, you may have to add another day of watering in there just to try to keep your lawn green if that's what you're going for. If you're not, let your lawn go dormant, and then just know, don't put any products or do anything to your lawn while it's dormant. Let it rest, And then when the temperatures start coming down, you're going to want to throw some water on it and kind of wake the lawn back up in the fall, and then you can finish out the season. There's no harm in letting your lawn go dormant during the summer, but just know if you want to keep it green, you're going to have to work through these next few months here, because you're trying to keep your lawn green when the temperatures are meant for it to kind of go into summer dormancy. Now, the great thing about our lawns is that they'll tell us when they're thirsty. If you go and you look out at your lawn and you start to kind of see like a gray haze over your lawn, this is a signature tell that your lawn is crying out for water, and kind of the last sign that you're going to see before your lawn turns brown. You'll look out there, it's not completely brown, but you'll just look across your lawn and it kind of just seems like a dark haze that you'll kind of just see looking out there. Take a walk around your neighborhood and start looking at lawns that literally aren't getting any irrigation, and you'll start noticing that on some of these hot days. If you see that happening, say you're watering it and you're still kind of seeing that haze, you might have to up your watering a little bit and just kind of manage through this time period. And so with that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you can kind of follow some of these steps, this will help you keep a green lawn all summer long. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel. And if you're interested in more of my content, be sure to check out my lawn guide, available for digital download now. It'll be a link in the description below. I'll see you guys next time when we get out of the weeds into a beautiful lawn.